So, I am here to explain my tattoo that I want to get. So, this symbol right here is called an Awen, and it's basically the fundamental things of being a druid. And this is really what these symbols mean, really made me want to be a druid. According to some sites I've read about the symbol of the Awen, spelled A-W-E-N. This line means wisdom, this line means creativity, and this line means love. And all those things are really important to me, and I thought, what better religion to find myself in than one that believes in wisdom, creativity, and love. So this is a very huge example of what the tattoo I want to get is. As you can see, the dots here they're kind of hard to see because this is a really bad camera and I had a really thick pencil when I was drawing this. But this is part of the Awen, and then each of these have lines going to it. So I'll explain what all these symbols mean. So for my first symbol, for this dot up here, I drew this triangle. Oops, I kind of messed it up. Alright, so what this triangle means is, it's in my story actually, which means a lot to me, and it means wisdom because in life you have two different directions to go. You can go this path, and there's always choices, always in front of you. But in my story, you want a path that gives you a full, that leads you closer to the middle of this triangle. So all of these are abilities in my story, and they branch out and touch each other. And if you don't have the wisdom to balance your life and to touch all these points, then you don't have the wisdom to make good choices. Wisdom is really important. So that's part of the first dot right here, as you can see. This dot, or this line here, is part of the Awen, and I'm keeping it there because I want to show people it's part of the Awen. This next part of it, you'll recognize it as like the fish representing Christianity. This is not really exactly what I meant it as, but I thought I would keep it because I feel like I was born into Christianity and Druidom was replaced by Christianity. So I think that's an interesting side fact. But the fish symbol represents, and it's going up, it represents going upstream. Like the salmon goes upstream, goes against the current. And sometimes you need to have the wisdom to know when you need to go against the crowd and do the right thing, and when it's better to go with the crowd because they have good points to make. And you have to know the difference between being stubborn and being brave. That's what the fish means. So this next one is pretty much, it's pretty self-explanatory to me. It's supposed to look like a pen, a feather pen. It doesn't really, because I'm a horrible artist. But that's what it's supposed to, like an ink pen is up here, and then these are the feathers. It's really bad. The dot is part of the Awen again. This is an S. An S is for story, which is my last name, and it's also because I love to write. This whole symbol means creativity, and how I express myself creatively is I like to write. And so I just wanted a symbol just representing the fact that I love to write, and I wanted something on my body that said that was my passion. This next one is love, and I had a hard time figuring out what I wanted for this symbol. It's really kind of hard to see, but the top symbol looks something like this, and it's a druid symbol, actually. But for me, in a lot of druidism, you take the symbols and you apply them to yourself, and you you make them metaphors, and you make a lot of what Druidism is a lot of metaphors. I love metaphors, and that's why, one of the reasons why I like being a Druid. So, to me, this circle represents companionship, marriage, friendship, basically what love is. I didn't want to do a heart because I felt like that a heart really didn't symbolize true love. I felt like a heart was like a 14-year-old girl that sees a guy and is like writing his last name in her notebook. Like, I didn't feel like that really is what I wanted to portray. I wanted to portray that we come into a relationship separate, but even though we're different and we like different things, we're still going in the same direction together, and we're always growing up. Also, the exiting rays represent, to me, happiness, like a sunshine ray, which is my middle name, Kimberlyn Ray. And I feel like that relationships ultimately should make you happy. You should feel happy in them. There's also a dot right here that's not part of this symbol, but it's part of the Awen, and you can't really see it. It's kind of smudged because I had a really thick pencil, as you can see, and it's not sharpened, but that's what I meant it to be. Underneath, Druidism, everybody thinks is about nature, and that's kind of true, but not really. Like, Druids love nature, it's true. They respect nature. They believe that people are reincarnated into nature, but that's not really why I have a tree here. I have a tree here because it represents love to me. For one thing, it has roots, and the roots go deep. And if you really are in love with someone, you're not about to uproot them out of your life. And if you are, it takes a lot of courage and strength to do that, because it might be the best thing for you. You might have to love yourself enough to leave a bad relationship and not just please another person. This tree grows up like all trees do, because you should be able to grow in your relationship, and you should be able to grow individually and grow to love yourself, and grow to love things about you, and grow to love your body, and grow to love your flaws, and try to make your flaws something that are unique to you and that you care about. The other thing about this tree is that half of it is dead and half of it is alive. And the last thing I wanted to point out is that when you love somebody, truly love somebody, whether it's a friendship, a child, a sibling, you will be there for them through the good times and the bad. Through when they feel like they're dying inside till when they feel like they're happy. You don't just go when the tree is bright and sunny. You also grow when the tree is dead and dying, because true love, that's what it is. It's being there for somebody. Now, the last thing about this Awen symbol I've shown you up here is that it's usually encompassed by a circle, which now is a pretty bad circle, but this is a circle, and it's also representing a druid egg. And the druid egg, what it does is yeah, ignore these. These are not, and this is not. Ignore all that. A druid egg basically sucks in all the negative energy, and then when the egg is hatched, it is born reformed or evolved or changed in some way. And what you should do in your life is you're going to receive lots of negative energy in life and lots of things that are going to put you down, make you feel bad about yourself, make you feel bad about your choices. But you need to take those and let this circle catch your energy, the negative energy, and transform it into wisdom, creativity, and love. You need wisdom, creativity, and love. Now, the last thing I wanted to say about this symbol, which I didn't say, is there's a AA Serenity Prayer, and I feel like that this symbol truly explains that. And I wanted to say that prayer. So it says, God grant us the serenity to accept things we cannot change, and to have the courage to change things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And I feel like the wisdom to know the difference is this fish going upstream or is it going downstream? Is it understanding that it can't change the way the stream is flowing, but it can change which direction it's going? And is it wise to go with the stream or is it wise to go against the stream? And I feel like the Serenity Prayer really encompasses that. And so this is my tattoo. This is really what I wanted. It's kind of shitty because I had a really thick pencil, but yeah, so that's what I'd like to get.